Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the ThruNite TN30. There is a very similar light to this with a single XML. This is the triple XML. We're pushing over 3000 lumens. Kind of give you a look in there as the tri design. So not quite as deep a reflector, not quite as focused, going to be a little bit more floody, but still pushing, I want to say, I'll put the specs obviously down below, but I believe we are pushing 440 meters as a beam distance. Obviously it's IPX8. We'll kind of go through the modes and whatnot, just kind of give you an idea. Knurling wise, it is 3 18650s. We'll get to that in a second. It's a good size beefy light. It's not a slim profile. Decent cooling fins. You can see the few nicks and bruises from carrying this over the past year. A little bit of dirt from being in the truck. This has been down to Argentina. This has been to Antarctica. Mostly as just sort of a backup emergency. I wanted to have a good amount of light if I needed it. However, obviously being down in Antarctica, the closer you get to the pole, during their summer season, the sun doesn't really ever set, especially when you're closer to the Antarctic Circle there. So its use, I didn't get as much use out of it, I guess, is what I had hoped down there, but I have used it all over the house, in the truck, all my adventures out there, and we'll throw in, of course, the pictures that you really guys probably want to see, and we'll do some little bit different shots, try to see if we can give you an idea of just how much light is coming out of here. It is a button design, clicky. It does have this strobe, all that good stuff. It is a ring selector. You can kind of tell from the left is going to be lowest. As you turn it to the right, it's going to go up. I like the standby mode before it goes to strobe. I'll show you that here in a second. But low on this thing is something ridiculous. Now, of course, the camera's going to freak out a little bit doing this. But low is only 1.2 lumens, and for a light this big to have such a low level is amazing. You get 1200 hours out of that. You won't really be able to see quite there, but then obviously next level, and the camera is going to adjust for all that, and it's not going to seem quite as bright. And then you go to standby mode, which I really like from my previous Raptor. That was kind of the closest thing I have to compare for this, is it would go right to strobe without this extra blank. And if you go to strobe one more over, that's great. But if you don't intend to, if you crank it up and you get to blank, you know one more is strobe, and you don't always really want strobe, so I actually really appreciate that feature. Nice smooth. There's definitely a good detent. You can feel it. You can do this in the dark, just crank it all the way over. You can crank it all the way here and just count back 2. Easy enough to do before you even turn the light on. There is a momentary, so you can just press the back here without actually fully clicking for a tactical mode. And we'll just kind of dive into it here so you can kind of see what the guts look like. Give a look inside there. Nice machining. Good little battery case. We've got some, these are the actual ThruNite 2600s in here. Nice machining, good looking battery case. And then the switches on here, you can actually see the actual exposed switch, which is kind of interesting. And then that sits down in there. And as strange as that combination of this is, I haven't had any issues with it. But because the battery life on this thing, I'm not always using 3000 lumens, and so I've been able to get a tremendous amount of runtime on this, as far as like having to actually charge it intermittently. It is just incredible. And of course, what you want to see is the beam shots, so we'll go to that next. Alright, now I've got it on the lowest setting, and obviously you probably can't see anything. Might not be able to see by the next setting. We are at 1600 ISO, f3.2. There you can probably start to see. Now this is of course really bright to the naked eye. Just ramping up. definitely look into the ThruNite. I've been very impressed with the quality of this thing. As you can see, it's got a little nicks and scuffs from being used over the last year, but what a powerful light, and I have no doubt it's up there with some of the better ones that I've used. So thanks for watching, guys.